Amid the desert sands, a new vision is rising. Saudi Arabia, long synonymous with oil wells and petrowealth, is racing to reinvent itself as a global innovation hub. The kingdom's Vision 2030 plan is one of the world's most ambitious economic transformation roadmaps, launched as the world shifts away from fossil fuels. Spearheaded by the Public Investment Fund, PIF, a sovereign wealth fund now managing hundreds of billions, Saudi Arabia is pouring vast capital into high-tech industries, tourism, and infrastructure to build a resilient post-oil economy. From futuristic megacities like NEOM to multi-billion-dollar tech investments, the country is positioning itself as a global economic powerhouse. But will these bold initiatives be enough to wean the kingdom off its black gold, or are they merely grand ambitions? This cinematic saga breaks down how a $300+ billion fund born of oil is striving to secure Saudi Arabia's future in tech and captivate the world's attention in the process. From black gold to bold vision. For decades, oil was the lifeblood of Saudi Arabia. The kingdom holds some of the largest petroleum reserves on the planet, and for years, oil revenue made up the vast majority of government income. This black gold funded modern Saudi Arabia's cities and lavish projects, but also left the economy dangerously undiversified. Oil price crashes and global moves toward clean energy sounded an alarm. The status quo was not sustainable. Enter Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, who in 2016 unveiled Vision 2030, a sweeping strategy to diversify the economy and prepare for a post-oil era. Preparing for a future beyond oil is a matter of survival, and MBS made it the nation's rallying cry. A key pillar of Vision 2030 was to leverage the kingdom's oil wealth today to build the industries of tomorrow, essentially turning oil into tech. To finance this grand pivot, MBS looked to Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth vehicle, the Public Investment Fund. Founded in 1971, PIF had been a relatively sleepy fund for domestic projects. But under Vision 2030, it was reimagined as the engine of diversification and growth. The government even took dramatic steps to boost PIF's firepower, notably transferring stakes in the crown jewel oil company, Saudi Aramco, to PIF. In 2022 and 2023, a total of 8% of Aramco's shares, worth tens of billions, were moved into PIF, instantly swelling the fund's assets and enhancing PIF's investment capacity. The plan was clear: convert present oil riches into investments that can generate future income. Through Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia openly aimed to create the world's largest sovereign wealth fund, targeting a PIF asset base of around $2 trillion by 2030. This bold goal would make PIF the biggest on the planet, a symbol that the kingdom's might will endure even when oil revenues dwindle. The meteoric rise of the Public Investment Fund. Unshackled and supercharged, the Public Investment Fund, PIF, has grown at a blistering pace. In 2016, PIF held about $160 billion in assets. By 2024, it had soared to roughly $941 billion. This 390% surge in under 8 years smashed expectations and underscored the fund's rapid growth under Saudi Arabia's transformative agenda. PIF's own targets have only grown more audacious. It raised its 2030 assets goal from $1.87 trillion to $2.67 trillion, reflecting confidence that it can continue its explosive expansion. Such scale would have been unthinkable a decade ago. How did PIF multiply so quickly? The fund underwent a strategic makeover. It transformed from a conservative domestic fund into a globally proactive investor and a driver of innovation. Around 40% of PIF's portfolio is now devoted to big domestic projects, giga projects, and Saudi companies, while the other 60% is deployed in strategic international investments across high-potential sectors. This balanced approach means PIF is funding new industries at home, from tourism to mining to technology, and buying stakes in influential companies abroad. The impact at home has been dramatic. Priority sectors like tourism, logistics, and tech are expanding, bolstered by PIF-backed projects, helping build a more resilient, diversified economy beyond oil. By 2024, Saudi officials reported that thanks in part to PIF's efforts, non-oil sectors accounted for 51% of Saudi GDP, a historic milestone for a country once wholly reliant on oil. PIF's investments have catalyzed an economic boom in the kingdom. They have created over 1 million jobs, some 1.1 million by 2024, a leap from just 77,000 a few years prior. The fund has incubated new enterprises, 93 companies across 13 sectors by 2024, doubling from 2017, and drawn tens of billions in co-investments from the private sector. In short, PIF has become the vehicle to reinvent Saudi Arabia's economy. Following its restructuring under Vision 2030, PIF has transformed from a traditional sovereign wealth fund into a globally recognized driver of economic diversification and innovation, notes Arab News. The fund is no longer just a savings pot. It's more like a national corporate empire builder and venture capitalist, backing everything from finance to entertainment to renewable energy. Its mandate: use today's wealth to secure tomorrow's prosperity. Betting big on tech, from Silicon Valley to electric dreams. If one single event announced Saudi Arabia's tech ambitions to the world, it was a 45-minute meeting in Tokyo in 2016. There, SoftBank founder Masayoshi Son met a young Mohammed bin Salman and pitched an idea for a $100 billion technology investment fund. Legend has it that MBS got $45 billion in 45 minutes, committing an astronomical sum from PIF to become the cornerstone of SoftBank's Vision Fund. As Son later quipped, that's $1 billion per minute of the meeting. This jaw-dropping deal, which MBS greenlit when he was still Deputy Crown Prince, signaled that Saudi's oil money was now hunting big tech prey. The $45 billion PIF contribution gave Saudi Arabia a major stake in what was the world's largest tech fund. And in Son's words, it was like offering MBS a $1 trillion gift in potential future returns. It anchored Saudi's pivot from oil to technology on a global scale. The SoftBank Vision Fund bet was just the beginning. 2 years later, PIF doubled down, investing another $45 billion in SoftBank's second Vision Fund, bringing its total commitment to $90 billion across the two funds. Through these funds, Saudi money flowed into dozens of cutting-edge companies, from ride-sharing apps to robotics firms, effectively making PIF a significant backer of Silicon Valley's ecosystem. In fact, PIF ended up as an investor, directly or via SoftBank, in around 50 to 60 tech firms ranging from Uber to WeWork, according to Saudi officials. This was a radical departure for a fund that, until 2015, mostly financed local Saudi infrastructure. Suddenly, PIF was rubbing shoulders with startup founders and venture capitalists, eager to grab a foothold in the next Google or Alibaba. Beyond tech, sports, tourism, and global influence. Saudi Arabia's ambition to diversify extends well beyond Silicon Valley and shiny new cities. It's also playing out on the football pitches, golf courses, and tourist hotspots of the world. The Public Investment Fund has become a major vehicle for what some call sports diplomacy, or critics call sports washing. In 2021, a PIF-led consortium purchased the storied English football club Newcastle United, sparking jubilation among its fans and controversy among human rights groups. The £305 million deal landed PIF an 80% ownership of the Premier League club, instantly making Newcastle one of the world's richest clubs. PIF, Saudi Arabia's $430 billion sovereign wealth fund, is at the center of plans to transform the economy by creating new sectors and diversifying revenues away from oil. Reuters noted in its coverage, highlighting the drive behind such sports investments. Owning a top football team gives Saudi Arabia prestige and a new platform for global influence, not to mention potential financial returns if the club's value rises. After the Newcastle takeover, PIF officials hinted it was part of a broader strategy to boost Saudi's sports sector and bring expertise back home. Indeed, Saudi's domestic football league is now luring international stars with huge contracts funded indirectly by PIF. Perhaps even more seismic was Saudi Arabia's disruptive entrance into professional golf. In 2022, PIF bankrolled the launch of LIV Golf, a rival league to the PGA Tour, by signing up elite golfers with exorbitant prize money. The fund reportedly poured at least $2 billion into LIV Golf to get it off the ground. The venture sparked bitter disputes in the golf world, but within a year, Saudi's gamble forced a shock merger between LIV and the PGA Tour in 2023, effectively giving PIF a significant role in governing professional golf globally. As part of the truce, PIF agreed to invest billions of new capital into the combined golf entity. The message was unmistakable. With enough financial firepower, Saudi Arabia could upend traditional sports leagues and become an indispensable partner. From hosting Formula One races in Jeddah to heavyweight boxing matches in Riyadh, the kingdom is spending lavishly to make itself a new center of the sports and entertainment universe. These moves aim to boost tourism, improve Saudi's international image, and satisfy a young population's appetite for entertainment at home. As Saudi Arabia bets billions to rewrite its future, only time will tell if this grand vision will pay off. But one thing is clear: the world is watching. If you found this journey into the heart of the public investment fund fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay tuned for more deep dives into the world's most powerful stories. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.